What's up everyone, and welcome back to another video. In this video, I'll be reviewing an extremely rare Realtoy model that some of you may not even have known existed, or that this was an actual Realtoy model. As far as I know of, there's only been one known picture of this model on the internet, and I wasn't even sure if this was actually a Realtoy model until now. So without further ado, I'll be unboxing the Realtoy Emirates Airbus A380 Deluxe Airport Playset. So this is a model that I got off of eBay just a couple weeks ago, and it finally arrived just a couple days ago as well. This is a model that, even out of all of the Realtoy models in my collection, this is a model that I was the most shocked to find listed on eBay, especially just normal eBay rather than eBay UK, just because of how unknown this model really is and how it was produced. So some of you may be thinking, the Emirates A380 is still being produced, so why is this model so rare? It's not just because the fact that this was produced as a large airport playset, but also because of the model that was produced in there as well. So this is one of two different Emirates A380s that have been produced in the original livery design. So the other one is the common livery, or is the common model in the pretty much the same exact design that everyone pretty much knows. There are two, I wouldn't say there really is different versions of this. There's one here that was produced in 2016, and then one that was produced in 2019, which is still the ones that are being produced today. There really isn't much of a difference. The only main difference is some variety here in the outline on the Emirates logo, but I really wouldn't consider these to be an actual different version. But the Emirates A380 that comes in the playset actually has different window patterns and is the model that has an actual real registration number that is for an actual A380 aircraft. So like I said, as far as I know of, there has only been one known picture of this playset posted on the internet, and I really wasn't sure if this was an actual Realtoy model that has been produced, but as far as I know of, there has been three different versions of this model that has been produced, including the large airport playset as displayed here. There's also been a normal airport playset. The normal airport playset is actually different from the large airport playset with the vehicles that comes with it. Most of the vehicles and some of the signs that actually come in the normal airport playset are different than what come in the large playset as well. As far as I know, there has not been a single plane version of this particular A380 model that comes in this playset, but there has been a twin airport playset that has been produced as well. In case any of you have seen my friend Charlie's Aviation, his video where he reviewed the Emirates A340 and the A380 twin airport playset. Unfortunately, there was no box. As far as I know of, there aren't any pictures of the box posted on the internet, but there should be a twin airport playset that this model was produced as well, that comes with the A380 model and the A340. So the A340 is also one of the four Emirates models that have been produced, including the two versions of the A380 in the original livery design, and then the A340 in the livery that is in the A380 that is produced in the Deluxe Airport playset. And then there is the soon-to-be released new livery of the Emirates A380 that Realtoy and Daron has announced that they will be producing. So I don't really know any updates on that model or when it will be released, but as far as I know of, Daron did release that they will be producing it. So for right now, I will consider that to be an Emirates model, but it has yet to be produced as of right now. So I'm really not too sure when exactly this model was produced, but my best guess is that this model was produced sometime between 2005 and 2007. So the registration number that is on this, the particular model that comes in this playset is F-WWDD, which just so happens to be the same exact registration number for one of the first ever A380 that were built. F-WWDD was an A380 that was first manufactured in 2005. I believe it was the second A380 that was ever produced and was pretty much used as a demonstration aircraft for the A380 fleet. As far as I know of, it has recently been retired sometime around 2017 and is now on display in an aviation museum in France. I just thought it was really cool that this A380, the particular model in this large airport playset, has an actual registration number for one of the first A380s that have been produced. So the reason why this is an Emirates A380, even though that the actual aircraft with that registration number, it just seems to be a normal Airbus A380. There was a time when that A380 was first built that it was painted in the Emirates livery design for the Dubai Air Show, which also pretty much shows when exactly or where exactly this model was sold. So just like the Qatar Airbus A380 airport place, this model was most likely only sold and distributed in the Dubai airports and shops within the area as well. So sometime, like I said, between 2005 and 2007 is my best guess to when exactly this playset was produced, as well as the normal airport playset and twin airport playset version of this model as well. So something about this playset when I got it off of eBay that I found really interesting was the fact that when I got it, it was actually coming from Tennessee. And considering that this playset was, I'm pretty sure it was only sold and distributed in airports in Dubai, the fact that it was shipping from Tennessee and is in such good condition, and it actually, this playset is actually new condition, has never been opened. I just found that to be really interesting since this model is probably over 16 years old and has never been opened, perfect condition. I'm really just surprised at how the person who originally bought it never opened it, because the fact that you'd have to take it all the way from Dubai, which is probably in the airport, a shop in the airport, take it on the plane all the way back to wherever they were, go to Tennessee, and the fact that this place that got there was never opened or anything for 16 years, I just find that to be really interesting because this is definitely not a very small model to transport. It's not like a single plane where you can simply just put it in a suitcase and then take it on board a plane. So this is definitely a very big playset that is kind of a hassle to carry around. So I just found that really interesting at how this playset is in such good condition and has never been opened before. So that pretty much is all the information for this playset. So starting off here for the review of the box. So the entire box is it isn't necessarily black, but it isn't like UPS brown either. It is a kind of a darker version of what I would say is UPS, the brown coloring on the UPS boxes. Has the Emirates logo in the gold design up at the top left-hand corner. Deluxe airport playset listed and displayed on top as well in the same gold coloring. The outline of the clear plastic part on the box is also outlined with the gold coloring as well. In the top right corner, you have die-cast metal, new livery designs, and plastic parts. Item number is down at the bottom with the warning label as well. This box is the same design that was also used on the normal airport playset, as well as probably would have been the twin airport playset, I would assume as well, if this was produced at the same period of time and distributed in the same area. There's the same details displayed on the sides as well with the Emirates logo, Deluxe airport playset, and then the die-cast metal, new livery designs, and the plastic parts on both sides of the playset. And then moving on to the back portion of the box, which is my most favorite part of the box. The back of this box has actually never been seen before because there really was no pictures of it. The only picture that was on the internet of it was really only of the front of the box. So I really like the boxer image on this playset. First of all, it's outlined in the gold coloring with the Emirates logos displayed above that, which I just find that to be really interesting. And also the fact that I think they did a really great job with including the helicopter on the box art as well. That's just something that's not on every box art image and is definitely a really great addition. It's something different as well. You have the Emirates A380 displayed there with the Airbus A380 logo right underneath the cockpit windows with all the Emirates logos, and then the registration number on the back of the plane is actually different than what is on the model. I just realized that now. That's actually pretty interesting. The registration number on the A380 on the box is AG-EXY. I think that's what that is. EKV is what that is. AG-EKV is the registration number on the A380 on the box. I'm not sure if that is a real A380. I'll have to look that up after I film this video. I did not realize that until now, but that's actually really interesting. Below the A380 is some of the vehicles that are displayed in the playset. You have the semi-truck with all of the cargo carts displayed there, and then the cargo lift with the stir truck, and then the catering truck. Really nice detail on the catering truck as well, and some of the signs depicted there. Something I forgot to mention earlier in this video, this model was distributed by Premier Planes. I forgot to mention that at the beginning of this video. But down at the bottom corner is where the Premier the Premier portfolio, their logo is displayed with the address and all the other information. Details for that, their website www.premierportfolio.net. And I also recently found out that Premier Portfolio, Premier Planes does not exist anymore. I recently found that out, that they are no longer selling planes. One of the only other distributors that are still selling Realtoy models or distributing them are the Socatec models, which are the French distributor for these models. So, but yeah, that pretty much is all the review for the back of the box. So barcode down at the bottom as well, and that is pretty much all the details for the back of the box or image. So definitely my favorite part of this playset on the box, at least, because the rest of the box is relatively simple, just in the dark brown coloring, and then has the Emirates logos that stand out really nicely throughout the box as well. So that's pretty much all the review for the box. So like usual, I will pause the video just so I can take out the model and set up the playset. So for this video, I'm going to try something a little different just so that way I can actually do an actual unboxing of the playset. So I have everything taken out here. I have the main part of the playset taken out of the box. And as I go through, I'll take out each of the vehicles and then review each of them. But to start off the review of this playset, I wanted to take out the plane and then kind of separate it from the rest of the vehicles just so I can kind of review the plane with the other Emirates A380 models. So here is the original Realtoy Emirates Airbus A380 model. So starting off here for the review of the front of the plane. So up at the front, there are the A380 cockpit windows, which even though this was one of the first, which is most likely one of the first A380 models that have been produced, at least the cockpit windows on this model are actually the A380 cockpit windows, as like on the first ever A380 model that was produced, which is the FedEx A380. That model has the A320 cockpit windows, which definitely don't look too good on it, on that particular model, but it does look like the cockpit windows on this model does have the actual A380 cockpit windows. There really aren't too many differences here between the newer one and the older one. Maybe some slight differences, but overall, it's really nothing that is too major of a change. But, so right beneath the cockpit windows, there are the A380. There is the Airbus A380 logo displayed right there. And then there's the first cabin door, which one of the main differences on between this model and the newer Emirates Airbus A380 model is also the cabin doors displayed there as well. So, as like displayed on the newer model does not have any details on the cabin doors. You can see it just has a silver outline and then just has the little dot in there, which I believe is supposed to be the window for it. But on the original, the older model has definitely a lot more nicer details displayed there, such as the handle where you would open the door. I really don't know what that's called. But there is the emergency slide that you can see beneath that as well, which definitely adds some more character to the doors as well. Definitely gives it a lot more detail and more, gives it a lot more character. Then there is the Emirates logo with the writing behind that. It's not really, I still don't know what the writing behind the Emirates logo is, but another main difference between this model and the newer model is the details on the Emirates logo. So the Emirates logo on the original model is definitely, as you can see, is larger than it is on the newer one. And the main difference is, other than the gold being a lot more brighter and more metallic on the original one, it also does not have the outline like on the newer one. I still like the older one better. And then you can see also the different coloring between the cabin windows. So the original model has the black cabin windows throughout the entire plane, while the newer one has, in the common model, has the silver windows that are displayed throughout the plane. Although I do like the silver windows, they can be sometimes difficult to see on the plane because they are a lot lighter than black filled-in windows and can blend in with the back of the plane. But the original model having the black filled-in windows definitely gives it a lot more character and makes it a lot more different than the other models as well. Another difference, as well, as you can see, the newer model right underneath the cockpit window, you can see the newer model here has the Airbus A380-800, while the original one just has the Airbus A380 displayed there as well. Both of them have the www.emirates.com, except the older one has the logos, the writing definitely a lot more bold, a little bit larger than on the newer one. But yeah, they have this logos displayed on the engines, on the outside of each of the engines, and on the sharklet as well. Another difference between those ones you can see is the black outline. You can definitely make it definitely stands out a lot more on the newer one than on the older one, but I still do like the design on the older one a little better. And then going towards the back of the plane, you can see there is a registration number again, which is F-WWDD, which was for the second ever A380 that has ever been produced. It was only in the Emirates livery for, I believe it was only for a couple months, as it was used in the Dubai Air Show under the Emirates livery design. And then you can actually see there is the slight difference here between the kind of the pattern here on the tail on the Emirates logo. You can see the red line goes right underneath the registration number, and the rear cabin door underneath to the undercarriage, while on the newer model, the red stripe only stays on the fuselage and cuts through the rear cabin door. I definitely like the older version a lot better, and kind of goes down. It's also longer, so definitely makes it look a lot more professional and stuff. Other than that, the coloring is still the same on the tail and pretty much where the rest of the placements are. There is no manufacturing date on this model, which is why I believe it was definitely made before 2010, most likely between 2005 and 2007. There's no Realtoy logo displayed on the undercarriage, which I was really nervous about when I was opening up this playset, because I wanted to make sure this was a Realtoy model. So I was definitely really glad to see that underneath on the landing gear, because otherwise that would have been really interesting if this was not a Realtoy model. But yeah, there is no model stand hole, which like it would be displayed in the newer one. But yeah, then there's the nose gear as well. But pretty much is all the review for the model. So the overall design of the plane is still exactly the same as the newer one, except the differences in coloring and the size of the logos. But I still do like the original model a lot better, not just because it is more rare, but just because the overall design, and it has an actual registration number on it. I still don't get why the other one does not have it, but yeah, so the two versions of the Emirates A380 displayed here that were produced by Realtoy. The one I have here was the Emirates A380 that was produced in 2016. So I did kind of want to compare these two models, the two newer ones as well, because there are some slight differences. I don't consider them completely different models, but there are still some slight differences. The main one you can definitely tell. This model, the newer one that I was just showing before to compare with the original A380, this model was produced in 2019, if my camera will focus. This model was produced on November 22nd, 2019, while this other model I have here was manufactured on March 7th, 2016. So the differences between here, the back of the plane where the red stripe, at least for the red stripe, goes along the tail, is exactly the same on both of these planes. But the main difference here is, you can see there are the differences between the outlines on the Emirates logo. So the 2016 version has the logo is a lot more, stands out a lot more, and the gold coloring on it is a little bit darker than on the newer one as well. And then I don't know what is going on with my phone, but camera's not focusing. But yeah, the engines is definitely the main part you can tell, the main area you can tell apart from each other, because the older one, it stands out a little too much, and the outline is definitely way too, I guess the outline on it is too thick than it is on the more newer one, because it's a lot more thinner on this one. You can actually see the logo nice and clearly, rather than this one where everything is just kind of all globbed together, and it kind of blends in way too much. So compared between this one and the newer one, I definitely like the 2019 version more than the 2016 version. But even out of all these, I still do prefer the original A380 model in the original livery design. So now for the rest of the review of the Emirates Deluxe Airport playset. So I'll just start off here, going from the top left corner down and go through each row and take out all the vehicles and the signs. So starting off here for the cargo cart, this one has the same exact design on as displayed here on the semi-truck. It has the, I'm still not sure how to pronounce this, I think it's NATA. I think it stands for Dubai National Aviation Airline Airport Transportation Authority or something like that is what that stands for. But really great design on this one as well. The logo that is displayed kind of definitely reminds me of the United logo, kind of a more modernized, or not really modernized, but a different version of the United Airlines logo. I think it's really cool, really great detail on this car. I thought it was also really cool how they did a great job at painting this line here. I mean, you can kind of see where the paint kind of clashes there with the white, but overall they did a really great job on that, because that definitely seems it was really difficult to kind of paint between the blue and the white. And it has the details displayed throughout the top portion on the hood and then throughout the rest of the vehicle. So moving on to the two cargo carts that go along with that vehicle. These two are relatively simple with the Emirates Sky Cargo logo and then the red line underneath that. Both of these vehicles are stickers. But they go along and attach nicely to the cargo cart, so that way, you know, if you give this to a kid, they can play with it and move it around. So I like how they included the Sky Cargo on there as well, as it would be on the actual at the actual airport. So moving on to the other portion of the cargo vehicles, this one is the cargo, kind of the more, I'm not sure what you would consider this, more like a basket cart, something, but the main thing cool, I noticed this when I was originally taking out the Playset. This is the only place I've actually seen it has like original luggage in this Playset. Like usually they're all, I have a Playset sitting right nearby. Usually all the luggage is just like, they're usually just blue. They have the handle on it. There's the blue one, and then there is the yellow one as well. So I thought that was like one of the coolest things of this Playset. I mean, don't judge me if you think otherwise, but I just think it's really cool how Realtoy made this playset to have the original, like, actual custom luggage in here, because that's something that you don't see in every playset, and it's just something really cool I figured was in this playset as well. I did not notice this until I actually opened it up. It would be really cool if the luggage, like, actually opened, but that would be way too difficult for Realtoy to produce, considering this is made to be a toy airport playset. But both of them is there. I don't have it open, but I'll probably end up opening it later, or might just leave it in here like this, because I think it's really cool. I don't know if I want to, like, kind of ruin the whole thing, but there is the Emirates, the red luggage there. Both of them, I think, are the same. There's the red one with the Emirates logo, and then the dark blue one with the Emirates logo there as well on both sides. So I just think that was really cool. And then the car is red and has the Emirates logo displayed there on the side, and then it connects to the back of the other cargo carts, so that way you can put it up against to each of the other carts and kind of move them around together. But so moving on to the next vehicle, this one is the ambulance. So this is also another vehicle that I found was definitely a really cool vehicle for if I can get it for this playset. Most of these vehicles are really stuck. They don't end up damaging, it doesn't end up damaging anything. Another thing great about the Realtoy models is that even if it looks rough to take out, the vehicles and planes usually are always fine. Planes would usually get more damage than vehicles, but yeah. So this is like probably one of the most detailed ambulances I've ever seen. I have ambulance displayed there on the door, www.ambulance.gov. I guess if you want to search up to learn more about what it is. Really nice details on the hood as well. And I really like how the design is kind of in a hospital monitor where it shows your heartbeat. And it has right there where it kind of goes in half right there. It has the blue coloring design, and then on the back of there as well. I'm not sure why that doesn't say 911, but has number there, 999, and the other ambulance logos in details displayed there. The number on this vehicle is 22 in the little red circle at the top corner of the rear portion of the ambulance. So the other sign that is displayed up here, I mean, you kind of see this one is just, it's simply just the cones. I mean, I don't really need to take them out because they're kind of like stuck in the playset, but This playset comes with 4 cones, which is usually what they come in all the playsets. These are the same generic cones that come in most of the other playsets. I would really think it'd be cool for Realtoy to introduce like custom cones for these playsets too, rather than just having the same white and orange ones like that usually come in the playsets as well. I thought that would be cool to have some custom cones, but like usual, those are the same cones that come in most of the other playsets. So moving on to one of my most favorite vehicles in this playset, one of the most unique ones is the Emirates helicopter. So I'm not really sure what kind of helicopter this is, but as displayed on the, like I mentioned before, on the back of the box art image, the helicopter is one of the really nice things that is displayed in this playset. The undercarriage of the helicopter is painted in red, and then there is the Emirates logo displayed on the side. I really think that as well, so it actually fits in better with the playset and isn't just some random helicopter thrown into the playset as well. So, moving on to the next vehicle, this is also one of the most detailed ones, in my opinion. This is the catering truck. Catering trucks usually in these more custom playsets are definitely a lot nicer than they are in just the more common playsets. This one has the really nice details on there, big color difference between the rest of the vehicles. This is the only, like, pretty much fully green vehicle. The bottom is all green, and then you have the Emirates Flight Catering logo displayed there on the door. And then the inside is actually green as too, as you can kind of see. The really great details on the side sticker on the main portion of the, on the truck. Emirates Flight Cargo with their really nice logos displayed there in the bottom portion, kind of in more of a mint green coloring. And then there is the other writing displayed there. Really nice detail on this vehicle. Definitely one of my other more favorite vehicles in this playset as well. One main thing about these particular playsets that's a lot different than in more common Realtoy playsets is that there's so much more detail in these playsets than just in basic common playsets, or even just models in general that are distributed worldwide, because certain models that are distributed worldwide and constantly being mass-produced, there's never much detail put into those models because they're not specifically made for a specific airline or a specific airport or a specific company. They're just kind of mass-produced to be as a toy, and there's really no detail. There's not that much detail put into the playsets. So, in my opinion, the newer, or not really newer, but the more common playsets really don't they really don't compare to the playsets like such as this one, where there was so much detail on the vehicles, because this was a playset that was specifically produced for Emirates, for Airbus A380 when the A380 was first introduced, and for Dubai as well. Only several other playsets I have is like this. The DHL 757, the Yale DHL 757 is definitely another playset that's like that as well. Unfortunately, it is kind of a shame that these playsets are really rare and can be hard to find, the really detailed ones, and it would be really nice for Daron and Realtoy to introduce playsets with a lot more detail and thought put into it. Such as the fire truck on this playset. So this is the only fire truck I've actually seen that is like this, that is pretty much all yellow. Has really great design on the front there. You have the Dubai Civil Defense, which is displayed there in the kind of the really cool red pattern. Have the backwards writing there so that way you can see it in your rear view mirror whenever you're driving. I've always wondered that for a while too. I recently found out a couple years ago. The number here is 997, has the Dubai Civil Defense. Same thing on the other side as well, 997. And then on the back, you have the Civil Defense, keep back 300 feet. And then there is the red ladder that goes out and extends throughout the entire playset. So it still always really surprises me how much these ladders can extend on these really small vehicles. But, so moving on to the next part of this playset, this is the Emirates sign. The usual sign that comes in every playset is pretty much the generic square sign. This one has the Emirates logo displayed there. I'm not sure if that just says Emirates in the other language. But yeah, really nice detail there. Gives you a really great look at what the Emirates logo is. I think this is the largest Emirates logo that is throughout this playset. This depicted throughout each of the signs in the vehicles. Moving on here to the next vehicle, this is the cargo lift. Also really great detail, kind of the same design concept as on the cargo, the cart, and as well as the ambulance, and then the semi-truck that you see right there. Has the blue main part on the bottom of it, and then has the Nata, writing displayed there with the interesting United logo looking thing there. The number on this one is 119 Airport Service with the logos displayed on the front. You can see there's the cargo door displayed there, and then all of the other details on there as well. International Airport Service with the stickers and stuff displayed right there. So this is a vehicle that usually is not too common in playsets. It's a lot more rare to find one of these in playsets. They're not, I mean, you can still find them, they're just not as common. They're not a very common vehicle to see in playsets. Moving on to the stair truck. This is another one that is depicted on the back of the box as well. Really great detail. This one pretty much is just has all white. You see some red on the bottom there with the Emirates logo displayed on the front, each of the doors, and then on the top portion, the logo Emirates on the side, and then on the bottom portion of the vehicle as well. So for the last few signs and vehicles in this playset, there are the 2 light poles that come in this playset and some of the other deluxe airport playsets, like the one that comes in here. Most of these playsets usually have these 2 light poles that are included in the bottom left corner of the playset. Definitely have to be careful with these because the stickers are these stickers are known to come off like really easily. These ones seem to be held on pretty good, but I know on my FedEx A380 I had a couple stickers end up falling off and I had to kind of glue them back on. But the next 2 signs, there is the fire hydrant, which is this is always a sign that to me it surprises me on how much detail is on it. With how small the writing is, just really like how much detail is displayed on it. I can't really read what's on it, but definitely has some really great detail. This is also a sign. It comes in most of the deluxe airport playsets and is usually between the 2 light poles. At least whenever is displayed within the playset is usually within between the 2 light poles. Next sign is the small triangle sign. This one, just kind of like the square sign, has the Emirates logo and then Emirates displayed right there beneath that with the red background. And then for the last 2 vehicles in this playset, there is the fuel tanker truck. This one pretty much kind of like the stair truck is pretty much all white and has the Emirates logos displayed on it, except rather than being gold, it is red. You have it right there on the hood, on the door, and then on the side of the truck. The Emirates logo, Emirates beneath that, International Airport Services displayed there. Really nice design there on the brake lights, www.emirates.com, displayed there with the item number 125, displayed there as well. And then for the last vehicle in this playset is the one that pretty much you've seen throughout this entire portion of the video, is the tanker truck. So this one, just like the other 4 vehicles I mentioned before, they all have the same design concept with some green displayed here. Like this one has the green on the bottom portion of the truck and then has the blue on the trailer with these, forgive me if I'm pronouncing this wrong, the Donata displayed there, writing above that, and then with the interesting United looking logo displayed there. This one kind of looks like it has a Nike logo, like a backwards Nike logo on there. I'm still not sure what exactly that logo is. If any of you know, let me know down in the comments. And I've just been referring it to as the interesting United logo, because honestly that's kind of what it looks like. But it's still I really like that logo design. It's really cool. Like, I like the colors with it too, and it has this silver background. Really nice logo design. I also like how they made sure that it filled up most of the back portion of the trailer and not just some small writing. They could have filled in something else here, like put the Emirates logo. I think that would have been really cool if they put the Emirates logo right there. But there's the Emirates logo displayed there on the door of the truck, and you can take the trailer out and then just kind of separate them between the truck and then the trailer. See all the nice designs there. The item number on that is 127, and then you have all of the other details displayed right there on the other side of it as well. But so that pretty much is all for the review of this playset. So I'm not gonna put everything back together, but I'll show the plane one last time. So that pretty much is all for the review of this playset. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this unboxing video of this really interesting Realtoy Airport playset. This is a video that I was definitely really excited to make. As soon as this model arrived, I was looking forward to making it the following weekend. So thank you all so much for watching. Please leave a like and remember to subscribe if you haven't already. And make sure to leave a comment on your thoughts about this particular playset if you knew existed, or any other thoughts you may have. And once again, thank you all so much for watching, and I'm going to see you all in the next video.